Konnichiwa mina, boku wa Jeremy desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Kind of wearing my Sailor Moon blanket right now because I'm cold, believe it or not. Even though it's May 1st and it's not cold outside, really. It kind of rained a little bit today, but not really. Anyway, we got some great news today. Oh, and happy birthday, Carmen, if you're watching this. I don't know if you are, but happy birthday. Welcome to the Dirty 30s. Anyway, we got a great announcement today from the Sailor Moon musical world. The new musical has been announced, what the title is, and continuing on with the French theme of the titles. We had La Reconquista, then we had Petite Étrangère, and now we have one that's pretty easy to say, Un Nouveau Voyage, which means a new voyage. And the poster is very, very simplistic. It's just Sailor Moon's arm coming in from the side of the poster and the S locket. So it is going to be an S musical, I think. An interesting title, Un Nouveau Voyage. It would have made more sense, like maybe for the next one, considering that they also list on the poster, and I didn't realize this until my friend Irulan pointed it out to me. This is the graduating musical for the 5 main Sailor Senshi. So the actresses playing Sailor Moon, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, and Venus, this is their last musical. They're graduating from it, so the next one that they do, they're going to have different ones. Now, they did this a lot in the original musicals, but it's weird to me that Sailor Moon, at least, is graduating, because they've always tried to keep that role going for a while, like at least through the main arcs, if that even makes sense, I guess. Oyama Anza played Sailor Moon from 1993 to 1998, and that was basically covering the whole Sailor Moon series. They didn't really do much for R, they kind of jumped right into S, and they did a second one after Stars, which was my favorite one actually, because it was Queen Beryl and Sailor Galaxia working together. And I'd love to see something like that again, but because they're sticking a little bit closer to the manga, they probably won't. But still, who knows? We don't really know. It's not quite like Crystal, because Sailor Moon Crystal is pretty much sticking exactly to the manga. We've already had some deviations in the musical versions, like for example the last one where Saphir was the one controlling everything basically and made droids of Prince Demand, so which was pretty interesting. So Irulan also brought up a good point, and I think I'm kind of in agreement with her in some ways. I really have enjoyed this cast. I liked it. I really wasn't sure at first when they announced that they were doing an all-female cast. And then there's the, you know, along the lines of the Tezuka review shows and stuff. But really, they did very, very well. And there's no word yet if Yuga Yamato is staying on as Tuxedo Command or the lady that played Sailor Pluto. I don't remember her name, but I love her. She's wonderful, and I hope she stays, if she's going to stay. But the main 5, anyways, are apparently going to be leaving. And so that means we'll have new ones for next year. So if you live in Japan and you want to be on in a Sailor Moon musical, now's your chance, by the sounds of it. So, assuming that they keep going on with it, but it sounds like there is going to be another follow-up to Sailor Moon Crystal, which will continue on with Infinity and the Dream Arcs and then into Stars and all that stuff as well. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's in September this year. I think normally they're in August. Maybe they're in September, I don't know, but it's about the same time, roughly. So, again, very limited shows. Like the old days when they had Sailor Moon musicals from like 93 onwards, even up to 2005, they would do like 2 of each musical. They do a revised version, in like they'd have the winter editions and the spring editions and stuff. But Oyama Anza was Sailor Moon the longest, and then Kuroki Marina was the next longest running Sailor Moon. With this particular one, I think it'll actually put her, Satomi I think is her name, along the same lines as Fumina or Miyuki Moons. Just strictly by the amount of shows that they do, I think that she'll actually be the shortest running Sailor Moon believe it or not. We're somewhere around Fumina's amount, because again, they would have tons of shows for the musicals before, and now they're very limited and they only do the one per year of the same show. They don't do a revised version, and then they do it they go to China and stuff like that. And now they're doing Tokyo Aya Theater and then in Osaka again, so they're going to be doing that. That's about all we know right now, pretty much. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see Sailor Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. We'll probably see some promotional stuff for that pretty soon. There's been lots of merchandising in terms of the regular series since Crystal came back, including the Outer Senshi. So I mean, come on, it's a cash cow. It really, really is. So I can't see them not doing it. And again, I'm kind of sad to see this cast go. I really am. But maybe just because of the infrequency of doing the musicals, that's why they can't hold on to them. I would think it would be more of a draw to do it that way because of the fact that you can do other projects in the meantime. But maybe not, because maybe it's like when you wait too long to film movies and stuff, then actors get a little too old looking or older, and they want to keep the youthfulness kind of thing. But really, Sailor Moon is about Usagi's growth, and it would stand to reason to keep Satomi in the role, but maybe she wants to move on to bigger and better things. At this point, we don't know, and we might not even ever know. It all depends. I think backstage stuff is never as interesting in Japan as it is to North Americans here. So it'll be interesting if that ever comes out, maybe in an interview, I don't know, or what they'll do for it, maybe in the DVD, because they usually film the last day's show, I think. Maybe in the DVD they'll have the after things. Oh, excuse me. My apologies, I'm yawning and I have to be up until frickin' 4 because I have to watch Sailor Moon Crystal tonight, right? They've done it before in the past ones where they interview them and you see them crying and all that stuff too, and presented with flowers, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again. But this time Naoko Takuchi handpicked them, just like she's been having much more involvement in what's going on, not just in Japan with Sailor Moon Crystal, but with Viz's English dub stuff, I think. I'm pretty sure she's got more say. I know part of the thing that happened in the original run when Deacon Cloverway did the dubs, Naoko was not happy about what happened exactly and how it was handled, so I think part of the stipulation was probably that she had more control over everything, which is also astounding to me that she hasn't written the lyrics for the new Sailor Moon Crystal CD. So like I was saying, it's really weird. There's a lot of inconsistent information out there, and it's just bizarre. But at the same time, I'm not going to complain too much because Sailor Moon is back. My favorite series is back in many facets, many different things, many mediums. And I would love to go and see a musical live one day, and I really hope that the new cast that they choose for next year is able to continue on the great tradition. But I would like to see it mixed again. Having the males in the male roles and the females in the female roles, and or at least certain ones. Like I always loved having with the older musicals, Shusuke Yoda was so entertaining as Esmeralda, and oh no, didn't play Esmeralda. Sorry, played Pets, and also the Ginga family, I think is what they were in the S musical with Marina, and he was just so funny in those female roles, opposite of what we're seeing now with the girls playing the boys. I'm not saying that the girls are doing a bad job at all. They're doing really, really well. But I know that a large amount of the fan base, at least from what I've seen in the communities, would like to see, you know, the guys being given a fair chance to come back and play the roles as well, too. Sailor Moon has gotten an increasingly bigger and more vocal male fan base, just like My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic has. And I think that far too often it does kind of, you know, I know the show does appear, it's women power and all that stuff, and that's fantastic. But at the same time, you shouldn't alienate your entire audience completely. And it's not really so much alienated. I don't feel alienated, but I don't know. I miss Mochizuki Yuta as Tux, and my other favorite was Shirota Yu, he was really, really good too, and played the guitar and all that stuff. But Yuka Yamato is amazing. Like, she really, really is amazing. And I'd like to see her stay, I would, but I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. Let's get through this one. We'll talk more about the musical and stuff as it comes, of course. And I will see you guys later on. Much, much later on. After Sailor Moon Crystal's episode today. So, yeah. Anyway, very excited. Just wanted to talk about the musical a little bit and go from there. So let me know what you guys think, too. What do you think about the gender thing? What do you think about the fact that the girls are graduating? The fact that they continue on with the French name. Does Un Nouveau Voyage suit the Infinity arc, do you think? And just everything in general, all the new developments and stuff. Anything. I'd like to hear from you guys. So I will see you later. Jamata Ina. Bye-bye.